Hey friends, this is another great article by Neon Revolt. I follow this guy, all of his posts, all of his blogs that he does, and they're all excellent. So I wanted to share them with you. Um, Before we get into that, if you're a new subscriber, please click that blue bell to get notifications. And also, if you enjoyed this video, please leave me a thumbs up. This is all about QAnon. This guy covers all QAnon. He covers conspiracy. He covers the deep state. He covers Pedogate, Pizzagate, all of it. Anything esoteric. He's really good. So please, after you watch the video, go over to neonrevolt.com and show him some love for sure. So, anyways, let's hop into this. This is true reporting. So he says, today we are canceling the hashtag apocalypse, hashtag new Q, hashtag QAnon, hashtag Great Awakening. He says here, something has changed. 1305 from Q. No name out now. Lindsey Graham SC status. We love good singers. This is Lindsey Graham's tweet. James Comey, I don't trust him. I think he was part of an effort at the FBI to give Clinton a pass. The way they conducted the investigation was a joke. The thumb was on the scale. The head investigator by the FBI hated Trump and liked Clinton. Also, right here on this tweet, he says we should have, this is Lindsey Graham, we should have a special counsel looking at the Department of Justice corruption. So, Neon Revolt says, huh? That's out of character for Senator Graham. Remember, he used to follow around No Name, John McCain, like a puppy dog, even if he didn't look entirely happy about it, almost like No Name had him on a leash. Looks like someone has had his strings cut and is now able to move and act and speak freely. And then there's this. Report. Son-in-law says John McCain told him to take care of his daughter. And then we see a picture here of John McCain in a wheelchair. Arizona Senator John McCain, son-in-law, tweeted that the ailing Republican asked him to take care of his daughter as he continues to battle an aggressive form of brain cancer. According to AZArizonaCentral.com, Ben Domenech, a conservative writer who recently married McCain's daughter, Megan, had tweeted late Saturday, John hugged me tonight. He asked me to take care of Megan. I said I would. The tweet has since been deleted. The Republican was diagnosed last year with glioblastoma, an aggressive form of brain cancer, following a procedure to remove a blood clot. He has remained in the Senate for the duration of his radiation and chemotherapy as part of his cancer treatment. Traitor, McNo-Name, knows the end draws nigh for him. QAnon comes back with this drop about an hour later, sort of picking up where he left off last night. 1306, April 30th. Define the term of the Iran nuclear deal. Does the agreement define a confined cease or desist pro or Republic of Iran? What if Iran created a classified satellite nuclear facility in northern Syria? What if the program never ceased? What other bad actors are possibly involved? Did the U.S. know? Where did the cash payments go? How many planes delivered? Did all planes land in the same location? Where did the uranium-1 material end up? Is this material traceable? Yes. Define cover. What if uranium-1 material ended up in Syria? What would be the primary purpose? Sum of all fears. In the movie, where did the material come from? What country? What would happen if Russia and another foreign state supplied uranium to Iran and Syria? War. What does uranium-1 provide? Define cover. Why did we strike Syria? Why did we really strike Syria? Define cover. Patriots in control. Q. So right here, Neon Revolt says, we know U.S. and Jordanian Marines ran a joint operation last night, taking out a renegade funded base. Renegade is in the kill box. So now it appears the location of the base has come to light. Explosions reported at an alleged Iranian militia base in northern Syria. Some speculate there was Israeli involvement, but Syrian state media says source of blast unclear. Pro-rebel news outlet reports facility used to stage attacks on opposition forces. Iranian operators hanging out in Syria, according to Q, this is the satellite. Iranian facility involved in manufacturing nuclear arms. These were the people Obama was funneling money to through his little Iron Eagle shell company. The other new bit of intel in these drops is that while Iron Eagle was used to cover up these ransom payments Obama made, Uranium One was used to cover up the fact that Russia was providing the nuclear material for sale to these nations. Although there are some other possibilities, admittedly, which we'll take another look at in a moment, but this is my reading of it, which of course implies that Hillary had been colluding with the Russians the whole time, literally risking nuclear war and the destruction of our entire nation. Lock her up. Go refer back to some answers on post 199 if you need help on the details. There are a great number of legislators that are beholden to elements in Saudi Arabia. Iran is Saudi Arabia's mortal enemy. The Saudis would demand interference in a deal that is against their strategic interest, regardless whether it is beneficial for the United States or not. To hide the fact that 20% of the total U-238 stockpile, uranium-1, was being sold to a Russian company, meaning a U.S. senator could not interfere on behalf of foreign government, Saudi Arabia. $1.7 billion payment to Iran was all in cash due to effectiveness of sanctions. White House says in the LA Times, Iran payment cash, snap story. So they're basically just saying 1.7 billion was to pay Iran, all in cash due to the sanctions. An initial 400 million of euros, Swiss francs, and other foreign currency were delivered on pallets January 17th. The same day, Tehran agreed to release 4 American prisoners. The remaining 1.3 billion represented estimated interest on the Iranian cash the U.S. had held since 1970. The administration had previously declined to say that if the interest was delivered to Iran in the physical cash, as with the principal, or via a more regular banking mechanism. The official said the 1.3 billion was paid in cash on January 22nd and February 5th. $1.7 billion, 13 trips by plane with $10 million. Difficult to trace, get around sanctions. Iran, hostage release of 4 Americans. Cover story. The 1.7 billion was the settlement of a decade-old arbitration claim between the U.S. and Iran. An initial 400 million of euros, Swiss francs, and other foreign currency was delivered on pallets January 17th. The same day, Tehran agreed to release 4 American prisoners. Okay, here are some other possibilities explained by Anons. So this person says, so either Russia is cabal scum, or the sale of uranium-1 went to a faction inside of Russia that was not under Putin's control. In the sum of all fears, the Russian president did not sanction the development of the nuclear bomb. Rogue scientists fled Russia to start on the bomb. A mysterious group of billionaire financiers, Rothschilds, and others in the real world orchestrated the whole thing to start a war between Russia and the USA. Did Putin orchestrate uranium-1 and somehow the uranium went missing? Did he never have a clue of our government was selling uranium to the Russian deep state actors? Is Putin cabal scum? On another note, look how Wikipedia labels the bad guys in Sum of All Fears. Laughable. He then sells it to the far-right group led by Austrian billionaire and neo-Nazi Richard Dressler, who whose aim is to start a nuclear war between the United States and Russia that will devastate them both and leave a united fascist Europe to rule the world. So this is another anonymous. During the Yom Kippur War, the Israeli Defense Force prepares to conduct a tactical nuclear strike to stave off defeat. The necessity for strike is averted, but an Israeli copy of the Mark 12 nuclear bomb is accidentally left on the A-4 Skyhawk attack aircraft, which is subsequently shot down over Syria. The nuclear weapon is lost, buried in a field of a Druze farmer. 18 years later, an Israeli police captain, coincidentally the brother of the downed pilot, shoots and kills Palestinian activists during a peaceful public demonstration. The United States finds itself unable to diplomatically defend Israel, yet knows it cannot withdraw its support without risk of destabilizing the Middle East. So, guys, in sum of all fears, the bomb actually came from Israel. Another anonymous. The bomb was from an Israeli plane using a nuclear bomb whose uranium was manufactured in South Carolina. While not the focus of the movie, the question should be asked, and maybe what Q is trying to ask us, is how did Israel get nukes from us in the first place? Maybe the uranium that was sold to Russia isn't meant to frame the U.S. for whatever the future bomb goes off, but to frame another country who has bombs from the same American manufacturing facility, such as Israel. Another anonymous. How did Israel get nukes from us in the first place? We give them everything. Our Pentagon has dual citizens running it. A no-brainer answer, but good question. So it says here, another anonymous. Plutonium in the nuclear bomb was manufactured at the Savannah River, South Carolina. That is incredible in many reasons that you guys don't know. In the movie, the material for that bomb originated in the USA. Material, KYS. So there are a few candidates here. This is back to Neon Revolt. So there are a few candidates here because of how many parties are involved. It's hard to say who exactly right now, but I tend to lean towards this view. Not sure I agree with the Putin bit, but it's hard to say. So Q post, define the term of the nuclear deal. Uranium 1. Uranium 1 went through Canada to Russia, then to Iran. Cash went by plane to Iran to pay Russia. Money laundering with uranium. Money split through Clinton's, Putin, Canadian oligarchs, financial institutions. Canadian oligarchs did not give Clinton Foundation $145 million just to sell uranium to Iran through Russia. Huge laundering kickback scheme. Uranium is traceable. Uranium has specific isotopes. Iran makes a bomb, nuclear of dirty. Testing will show it's American uranium, perfect for false flag. Blame U.S. or Israel, but we all know the reason for giving Iran nuclear material. These demonic forces would roll a nuke onto Israel border and blow it. New Ottoman Empire. This is what Abomination did. Fund and arm the Arab Spring and subtly supply Iran with nuke material and cash to destroy Israel to reestablish the Ottoman Empire. Obama, CIA, ISIS, Arab Spring weaken and overturn nation states so they could be rolled up into the Ottoman Empire, thereby erasing what Obama viewed as the racist colonial destruction of the Ottoman Empire and the colonial establishment of the Israel. Obama is true evil. So what are we talking about as the end results here? Look at post 199. Uranium 1, Canada, EU, Asia, Iran, North Korea. Materials procured from the U.S., smuggled abroad through various countries, money laundered to bad actors to fund their operations, bombs constructed with the ultimate goal being that of the movie Sum of All Fears, and a nuclear false flag on U.S. soil that could be attributed to Russia and start World War III. Are you gaining a better understanding of what all this means? Hillary and Obama literally sold us out. They literally wanted us dead so they could profit and remain in control. Go back to Q Drop 570, where he starts over at the 16-year plan to destroy America. HRC, Killbox 8, World War III, death and weapons real, war fake. Do you understand how close we were to this being realized? Do you understand the miracle we received when Trump was elected? God literally canceled the apocalypse for us. And then there's a bit of this posturing. Netanyahu to announce significant new info on Iran's nuclear program. Prime Minister to speak in English at 8 p.m. TV reports say he'll reveal intel proving Tehran is not adhering to accord with world powers. Iranian FM, the boy who cried wolf, is at it again. I don't trust this guy at all. I like Bibi. He has the great orator's voice, but I don't trust him. Israel has arguably the best military in the Middle East, and oh, by the way, they suddenly figured out what was going on in their own backyard? No. This comes hot on the heels of the unilateral strike in Syria, which literally almost started World War III. Trump managed to miraculously diffuse the situation and take out a ton of cabal-affiliated chemicals and nuclear facilities in the process. I know Q says they're saving Israel for last, but part of me can't help but think they're leaving the most dangerous player on the field for an uncomfortably long time. Not that I claim to know more than the Q team. I trust the plan. Maybe Bibi, Netanyahu, is a good guy in charge of a bad state. I'm not sure. I'm reserving judgment. With that in mind, Q's last line is very reassuring. Patriots in control. Thank you, Patriots. And just as I'm about to publish, Q comes back and addresses the Bibi question. So right here it says, knowing what you know now, Israel disclosure moments ago. Authentic, why is the Secretary of State there? That's Mike Pompeo. Why is the EU, others pressing to remain in the deal? Think logically, France and Germany came to the White House for the sole purpose of pressing POTUS to remain in the deal, 5% shared. POTUS, D-class, Syria, Iran, plus uranium one connection. Where does EU fit in? Sick Q. First thing that hits me, wait, Pompeo is now in Israel? He was just in Jordan last night. Oh wow, he's moving fast. Pompeo and Palestinians have nothing to discuss amid Gaza crisis. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo came to Israel in the midst of escalating protests in Gaza, but he did not meet the Palestinian leaders and kept the policy focus on Iran. And you can be sure he's negotiating something big. As for the EU, they want us to remain in the Iran deal because they get a cut of the cash. Billions of dollars, very hard to trace, were flowing in. 5% of 1.7 billion is $85 million, all flowing into the likes of Hitler's daughter's coffers, Angela Merkel. But that begs the question, Iran wasn't just giving money away to the EU nations for nothing. Something was being exchanged. What did Iran get out of the deal, and what did the EU nations get? The EU were cover for the shipment of these nuclear materials. I wouldn't be surprised if they were providing more than that, but this implicates Merkel and so many others as entirely complicit in plotting the nuclear destruction of innocent Americans. Our leaders sold us out. Foreign leaders plotted to wipe us out, and they did it all for a buck. This is war, this is treason, and yes, it's global in its scale. Go back to November 10th, 2016. Look at Trump's face. He knew everything. So, yeah, he knew it all. He wouldn't even look him in the face. That said, did anyone just catch Bibi's live PowerPoint presentation? Again, this is yesterday. Sorry for the CNN link, but it's the highest quality report I can find at the moment. I'll post the link in the description below. You better believe this is a huge deal and a result of Netanyahu meeting with Pompeo. As in Anon put it, Bibi teed up the ball. All Donald J. Trump has to do is connect it to uranium one. After that, any action against both Iran and the deep state psychopath politicians will not only be justified, but ultimately desirable by the citizens at large. Can't get them on pedophilia, cultism without going into this conspiracy theory land. Get them on trying to set up World War III. Do it. Q. The 16-year plan. So, folks, I'm telling you, please follow Neon Revolt. Go there and read his blogs. These are incredible articles. He's one of my favorites, if not my favorite. So, if you enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe. Please, I'm sending foot traffic over to Neon Revolt because he is 100% on point with a lot of this. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.